What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Real Bass Fishing. Today we are going out super early. It's about 5:30 and we are going out to find some new spots. We're about that time in the summer where that quick run, the stripers, the bluefish, it's pretty much over and we got to go find some new spots. So from now until I don't know how long, we're going to be looking for some new spots. I'm going to be showing you how to find new spots, and hopefully we catch some fish. We're probably going to take some skunks, but that's fishing, that's learning new spots, and that's learning where not to go, or it's learning about the spot, whether it's structure at a low tide or high tide, seeing if maybe the opposite tide is something that's going to produce fish. But we're going to be looking for a lot of new spots in the next couple videos, and hopefully we're going to be catching some fish. So hope you guys enjoy, tag along, watch to the end. We're going to be having some good times going out fishing lightweight. Let's go. Well, we're at spot number 1. I was gonna go somewhere else, but what you really gotta check on when you're going to new spots is the traffic. We were planning on going somewhere else, but the traffic said that it was 2 hours and 51 minutes away, when normally it's about, I don't know, an hour or so. But we're here at spot number 1. I saw this spot on the map and it had some nice structure to it. Figured there's gonna be some fish here. It looks like the tide is not ideal. Looks like it's an outgoing tide. We have crazy wind, birds all over, but we have points, we have islands, we have current. There's probably gonna be some fish here. There's a couple more spots around here that I'm gonna bounce to. I wanna see what those look like at this tide. We have an island here, right here, with some rocks coming through. Another rock pile there. And then we have this channel right here, which is actually pretty deep. And we got a rip forming right there, wind coming this way. When I start fishing new spots, I typically like to start off with swim baits because, one, I can judge depth, and really anything will go after a swim bait. It's also to save some money because if it's shallower than I thought, or if there's more structure than visibly seen from the top, then I'm only losing a swim bait and not a $19 jerk bait. So I'm going to start off with a 1/4 ounce jig head. These are VMC boxer heads. They're 1/4 ounce. I'm going to start with, let's do a shad color. This is, I forget what they call it. I'll link it down below. It's the amount of names that they have for all these things, and they're very similar and they're very different at the same time. So like electric chicken. Who comes up with electric chicken? We're just gonna rig this swim bait just like that, and we're gonna give it a shot, cast it out there, see if there's something, and we're gonna judge bottom by how quick this goes down. There's some darker water over here. I don't know if it's a shadow or if it's bait or something, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Check this out. You never know what you're gonna find in some of these places. That's an engine. It's a full-on engine. Or a transmission. I'm not a mechanic, I have no idea. On my checklist of new spots, I don't see any bait bouncing around. Nothing whatsoever. So I got a couple more spots in this area that I'm gonna go try. I'll put the checklist of things that you need to be looking for when you're looking for new spots. I'll put it down below. If you guys want to copy and paste, put it in your notes. If you're looking for new spots, certain things to look for that are going to make your life a whole lot easier. But as far as everything, we got the structure part. I just don't see any bait. Tide looks like it's a little bit lower. According to everywhere else, it's we're on the last half, or the end of the last half of the outgoing tide, which isn't really what I want, but It's gonna help me find new spots when it comes to seeing structure, seeing rips, seeing currents, drops and channels. It's gonna help me do that because at low tide you get to see all that. So it's never a bad day out fishing if you're expecting to learn something. It's gonna be a good day. If you're going out only to catch fish, then you could have some bad days. All right, so we are going to hang around this spot a little bit. It's gorgeous. There's some water over there. We're gonna try it. Your best bet to finding new spots is gonna be looking on Google Maps for the key points. So you're gonna be looking for current, you're gonna be looking for rips, channels, structure, if it comes in from the bay or the ocean, inlets, stuff like that. You're gonna be looking for it. A lot of times on Google Maps you can see depth too. So if you see depth changes where there's structure and drop-offs, sandbars, you're gonna find some fish. So we're gonna pack up the backpack, head on over here, probably slip on the bigger boots just in case, and hopefully we find some fish. Again, this is all educational for us. We're gonna find new spots, me, Erica, you guys. If we catch fish, that's a bonus. Let's go. Something that's gonna benefit you a lot is packing light. If you pack light, it's gonna make your fishing trip a lot more fun. See, this is the kind of stuff we're looking for when it comes to Google Maps. Look at that. That is just running through. Got bait all over the place. And then we have this eddy right here, this little pool that we're gonna try throwing swim baits. We got that side too. Back when we were in South Carolina, this is kind of what it looked like. Just little marshes like this and open space and open water, crabs everywhere. We're looking for points once we get on the water. Also, it's one of those key things you want to look for when you're looking on the maps. Is where you're going full of points. Does it have ambush areas, little pools, whether there's wind or not? So clearly the water comes up to here. Since there's still water here and those little fiddler crab holes, this indicates that the water comes past these little bushes and these tiny trees. So all this marshland does actually fill up. Those are some little things that you want to kind of look for when you're looking at new spots, especially at different tides. It's really good to come at low tide to new spots, and it's really good to come out to high tide to see where the water comes up, what kind of structure you're going to be fishing with the high water. Found a bucket. Can never go wrong with an extra bucket. So here on this spot we have another bridge which produces a little channel underneath, which is going to give us some moving water, and then pools on either side of the bridge. But really what I wanted to fish over here was the flats and the little ponds over here where we could potentially find some nice fluke, and I want to fish out this area and really just look for some fluke. I feel like stripers and bluefish, I'd see them coming here. It's very wide, big space. If they're chasing bait, I'm sure I'm gonna see it, but I think this spot's gonna be a fluke spot. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Let's go check it out first. Bring the gear, see what happens. Check out that water. That is some sexy water. So this kind of water is exactly what we're looking for when it comes to looking for new spots. See how the current's running this way? There's rocks all right here. And we got this big, huge pool right on the other side of those rocks where the current's just bringing any bait that we go on. It's just gonna be crazy right there. Here we also have some calm water right before it, which I would assume is also a little bit deeper, another pool. Kind of like trout fishing. There's gonna be fish that just stage here, and just run through all the way into the other area. We got a deep channel. Okay, so we got rocks, current, sand, a deep channel, and then we got more current coming in from that way, and sand right in the middle, and another deep channel right against that wall, right under that bridge. And that is what I want to go fish on the other side, because on the other side of that there's going to be a pool on one side and a pool on the other where bait and everything, that's the only way over to that one area. So all the bait's getting flooded through there, and all the fish should stage on either side of the bridge. If that's the case, we'll have some fish. And at this point the tide's coming in. So this water back here is a little bit shallower than I was anticipating. So I might hit this spot back up when I make my way back home. Especially with that incoming tide, we should start seeing something at least flood through here. You want to know what's gonna kill fishing? All that stuff. We're gonna go find a new spot. Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. Giant. So as you can tell from behind me, we're fishing a nice rip. We have both sides of the rip to fish, and we have this kind of, I guess you could say, a sandbar of some sort. I'll get out of the way. There's a bar here, so we're getting the water coming in this way, flooding right over, and it drops down to a little shelf. We're gonna be using the swim bait kind of like a bucktail or a jig, and hopefully getting something on the bottom, whether it's a sea robin or if there's a fluke in these rocks or something just roaming around. Hopefully it's a striper. You know, I'm trying for stripers, but we'll see. This rip it's pretty sexy. So we're gonna give it a shot, walk around the beach, see what we can do, find some structure and hopefully some fish. Let's go. Well, it doesn't seem like there's any fish here. Obviously, you gotta learn spots. You gotta learn when the fish are here. A lot of spots, sometimes it's high in or incoming with the high tide, or sometimes it's low tide, outgoing. Sometimes fish are just in different spots at different times of the tide, different times of day. But we're gonna give it a shot for the next about 2 weeks. Every single day, we're gonna try to go out and try a morning and evening bite with new spots, because a lot of times the best time to catch fish is evening and morning in the summer. When those initial runs die off and start getting really slow, that morning and evening bite typically ends up being the best. So when we're scouting new spots, we want to try to put the best time into our plan. Middle of the day it's when the hot heat gets in and it's less likely to catch something from shore. So we're gonna try mornings, evenings, depending on whatever tide it is. We'll learn, and we'll see what produces fish. It doesn't seem like there's anything here, but those rips that we found were super, super important rips. It's good to know that they're there. It's good to see the structure that we did, and sandbars, drop-offs, bridges. those were all good things. So, well, we found this other little spot. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it looks like this is just one big old flat. Not that it's necessarily shallow, but it's shallower than out there. And the trees, the flowers and everything smell so good right now. It's pretty cool. It's a nice experience, but we found this little place on Google Maps. It's like a little cove, and obviously it's a little flatter and sandier, I guess. We'll find out. Some rock structure in the water, and then there's the cove. Let's see how it produces. We're walking. Sometimes it takes a long time to find a spot that produces fish. Sometimes it takes a long walk to find a spot that produces fish. I don't even know how to get to where I'm trying to go. There's no signs, there's no map, but there's a trail and it says I can fish here, so we're giving that a shot. Hopefully I'm not walking a couple miles just to get to where I want to be, because where I want to be is it's fenced off for restoration purposes. All right, future Paulie, zoom in on that. Thanks. There's some signage. Beach trail this way. All right. Well, that's a farther drop than I thought. I didn't know we were this high. Time to keep walking. Find the beach. I don't know why they gotta make us walk so much. Here we go. That's what we're going for. Nice. Let's hope there's fish. All that walking for what? Chocolate milk. Here we are. Just the tops of my boots are covered. Can't even see them. It's just straight up chocolate milk. That stinks. Beautiful though. Took a couple casts. Weeds in the water. It's chocolate milk. Not gonna catch anything. Time to walk back and go find a new spot. If all your new spots fail and you don't catch any fish and they don't look as hot as you thought, or you thought that you were gonna catch something, always have a plan B, because there's always fish somewhere, and I happen to know where there's fish at this very moment, and I think I'm gonna slam some big fish, probably some 40s, 50s, and I don't know, man, it's gonna be a great day. I'll show it to you as I drive by, because I gotta go park and get my gear ready, but here it is. I'm gonna try to catch some fish in this location. I know it produces, and I've seen some big fish in there before. Well, everybody, thank you for watching that video. We're gonna be going out fishing every single day, trying to find new spots and successful spots. We're gonna get skunked a lot. Today's plan wasn't really to go out there yet. We had a weird, awkward tide to actually catch fish, but we saw a lot of rips and structure, so that was good on our end. But if you're new to this channel and you enjoy this content, give it a thumbs up. It's going to tell YouTube that you want to see more of our content, and it's going to push more to you. And also hit that red subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on anything that we're uploading. We have some really cool content coming for you, and if you check out on our channel, we got a bunch of stuff on there. So thank you guys for watching. Stay real, smooch and release, and have some fun on the water. We'll see you next time.